They call me the richest man on earth. But money was never my goal. My goal was to build something that outlives me. My name is Jeff Bezos, and this is the story of how a simple idea selling books online became the engine that changed the world. I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 1964. My mother was just 17 when she had me. My biological father left early, but my stepfather, Miguel Bezos, a Cuban immigrant, became the man who taught me what work really meant. We didn't have much, but we had purpose. When you grow up around people who build from nothing, you learn to dream without fear and to grind without pause. From a young age, I was fascinated by how things worked. I took apart my crib as a toddler, built homemade gadgets as a kid, and by high school, I was talking about colonizing space not because it was possible, but because it should be. At Princeton University, I studied electrical engineering and computer science. When I graduated, I followed the logical path. Wall Street. I worked at D.E. Shaw & Co., one of the first firms to understand the power of computers in finance. I had a great job. I was making more money than I ever thought I would. But then, I saw a number that changed my life. The internet was growing at 2,300% per year. That was the spark. I realized something big was coming. A revolution in how humans would buy, sell, and communicate. I asked myself, what est the best business I could build for this growth curve? I made a list of 20 possible ideas: software, news, directories, mail order products. But one stood out: books. Because books were the perfect product, universal demand, infinite variety, and easy to ship. So in 1994, I did something irrational. I quit my job, packed my car, and drove from New York to Seattle with my wife, Mackenzie, writing the Amazon business plan on a laptop in the back seat. In my garage, with 3 employees, I launched Amazon.com. It was small, ugly, slow, but it worked. We shipped our first book out of boxes stacked on the floor. I'd drive them to the post office myself, and when the first email came in, "Congratulations, your order has shipped," I realized something had changed forever. Within 30 days, we had orders from all 50 states and 45 countries. That's when I knew this wasn't just a company, it was a movement. But success didn't come easily. In the late 90s, the dot-com bubble exploded. Billions vanished. Competitors died overnight. Analysts said Amazon would never make a profit. They called it Amazon.bomb. But I didn't build Amazon for the next quarter. I built it for the next quarter century. So while others cut costs, I doubled down, investing in technology, logistics, and customer obsession. Because my philosophy was simple: if you take care of the customer, everything else will take care of itself. We lost money for years. But slowly we built trust. Books became electronics. Electronics became everything. And the bookstore became the everything store. Every decision we made, Prime, Kindle, AWS, came from one obsession: removing friction, making life simpler, faster, better. People thought we were crazy when we launched cloud computing, but AWS became the backbone of the modern internet. It wasn't luck. It was inevitability, disguised as patience. There were nights I didn't sleep, years I didn't rest. But I never lost sight of the bigger mission: to make Earth the best place to live, so we can one day leave it. That's why I founded Blue Origin, because space is the next chapter of humanity. Earth is precious. We must protect it by expanding beyond it. That might sound like science fiction, but so did ordering a book online once. Amazon became one of the world's most valuable companies. But what I'm proudest of isn't the market cap, it's the culture. A culture built on 2 truths. First, it's always day one. And second, failure and innovation are twins. If you want to invent, you have to be willing to be misunderstood for a long time. People mocked Kindle, dismissed Alexa, ignored Orzez, until they couldn't. Every risk looked stupid, until it wasn't. People often ask how I stayed motivated after achieving everything. The answer is I didn't build Amazon to get rich, I built it to serve. The money is just the scorecard. The real reward is impact. Knowing that millions of small businesses grew on Amazon's platform, that AWS helped startups create entire industries, that logistics innovation made global commerce possible for anyone with Wi-Fi. And yes, I've made mistakes, big ones. We've stumbled, we've been criticized, sometimes fairly, sometimes not. But you don't get to change the world without being punched by it first. That's the price of building something that matters. Now, in my next chapter, I'm focused on time, not money. I've stepped down as Amazon's CEO, but not from the mission. I spend more time at Blue Origin, working on reusable rockets and human expansion, because if we don't look up, we'll eventually run out of room to grow. I once said, we are the lucky ones. We get to build the future. That's still true. If I could tell every young entrepreneur one thing, it would be this: don't chase the crowd, chase the truth. Do the hard thing, the right way for a long time, and don't be afraid of being misunderstood, because every great idea sounds like nonsense before it changes everything. I'm Jeff Bezos, and I didn't build Amazon to sell things. I built it to show what's possible when you never stop being curious. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.